All right, Shaquaka Rob, GMS Virginia. First and foremost, want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bashem Yahushua, Bashem Kakadash. Second, want to give double honor to the apostles of GMS, that rule of world that I learned from. And third, to the hopeful elect, salutation, peace, and blessings. And this is going to talk about the wedding ring, marriage. Stumble across, just looking through my notes. Let me see something real quick. Bear with me. All right, I'm gonna just go right in. Those will you edified. And this is the wedding. It says, this is Pagan Edge magazine. So it says, the wedding ring. So it says, there are many suspected origins of how the wedding ring came to be, but most agree the Egyptians have this claim as well. Instead of being made from precious metals, the first rings were originally braided from twisted reeds and rushes, which grew alongside papyrus. Let me see. Give me one moment. Out of the symbolic nature remains the same. The circle symbolizes eternity. Therefore, wedding rings were the symbol of eternal love. The ring finger, palmistry's history goes back to Aristotle in the ancient Greeks. It is an ancient science inspired by alchemy, astronomy, and magic. In palmistry, the ring finger relates to matters of the heart and is ruled by the god Apollo. It was once thought a large vein passed from the third finger straight to this mighty organ, kind of like an eternal power cord. The left hand being slightly closer than the right made it the most direct route to the heart, the center of emotion, love, family, and caring. It says tying the knot. So it says phrase with getting hitched and legally bound. Tying a knot is attributed to the traditional pagan custom of hand fasting. Various cultures, including Greek, Celtic, Buddhist, Hindu, and African, use the method of tying hands to symbolize the joining of a married couple. The saying has survived even though actually tying the hands of the groom and bride is left out of the modern ceremony. So it said the bridal bouquet, the beautiful flowers carried by a bride down the aisle, started off as fragrant herbs woven in the bride's hair. This careful garland was picked not for its beauty, but for each of the herbs' special qualities. The ancient Greeks assigned each of the fragrant herbs to protect the bride and bring good luck to the new life she was embarking upon. Throwing rice. Originally, it was a common pagan rite for grains and oats to be tossed over couples in hopes their fruitfulness and fertility would shower the new couple with good luck and having many healthy children. In the Middle Ages, the grains and oats were replaced with rice, the new symbol of fruitfulness among the people. The wedding kiss. In ancient times, a kiss was a legal and binding contract, often used both in pagan rituals and legal dealings. It also became a binding act in marriage vows. So powerful was the act of a single kiss, the ancient Romans held it as binding law. Although it is not certain when the first marriage kiss was given, it is still seen as the last act which makes the wedding official ceremony. The honeymoon. There are a few persistent legends of why and how the honeymoon was evolved. One of which is from ancient Babylon, where it was customary for marriages to only take place on a full moon. After the ceremony was over, the couple would drink a honey-based mead for a complete lunar month after a marriage evolving into the honeymoon. So bear with me. So it says, so hold on real quick. Okay, let me see something. Salaki. So it says, just making sure I'm reading this right. So it says the wedding ring comes from paganism. It cannot be found in the Old or New Testaments. There was no practice among early Christians to wear finger rings as a sign of marriage or an engagement ring. And I'm gonna go into that too. With I think Abraham and Sarah going into Egypt. So Pope Gregory I in 860 AD decreed that as an requirement statement of nuptial intent, the groom to be had to give his intended an engagement ring. He further decreed the ring to be of gold to signify financial sacrifice. The first diamond engagement ring is the one given by King Maximilian in 1477 to Mary of Burgundy. Wedding rings can be traced to idols in heathen religions. The wedding ring is first a circle which is said to mean eternal or unending. Slaki, real quick. The wedding ring originated in Babylon, the cradle of civilization. The most ancient ring discovered there is in the shape of the eternal serpent. The image of the serpent biting its tail to form the circle of the ring is an ancient satanic symbol. Let me hold on real quick. Let me see something real quick. Bear with me one moment. Wedding ring of Babylon. Let me see. So this a little. This hold on. Let me see. So what were the first wedding rings? Egyptian, Greek, and Roman wedding rings. Yeah, it's mighty. Yep. There you go. Yep. So it says because it does look like a serpent biting its tail. Yep. Satanic. Yeah, it says in my article it says the wedding ring originated in Babylon, the cradle of civilization. The most ancient ring discovered There is in the shape of the eternal serpent. The image of the serpent bited its tail to form the circle of the ring. It's an ancient satanic symbol, satanic Ouroboros. As you see right here, the snake, and it looked like it's biting its tail. So it says it was the Egyptian pharaohs who first used rings to represent eternity. That's because a circle has no beginning and no end. It reflects the shape of the sun and the moon, which the Egyptians worshipped. The Egyptians also thought that the open space in the middle of a ring represented a gateway to the unknown. The Egyptian Ouroboros rings portrayed as a serpent swallowing its tail, representing the eternal circle of things. The Ouroboros is one of the oldest symbols in the world, and the name means tail devourer in Greek. This modern Ouroboros ring features a snake with sapphire eyes and diamonds set in its tail. When Alexander the Great conquered the Egyptians, the Greeks adopted the tradition of giving rings to their lovers to represent devotion. Many of these rings depicted Eros or Cupid, the god of love. When the Romans conquered Greece, they picked up on this tradition and began using iron and copper rings. It's like this, as it said in the pamphlet, if I'm not mistaken. In marriage ceremonies, the iron rings sometimes had key motives to symbolize that the wife now had control of the household goods. By 2nd century CE, however, most rings were gold. And yep. From the 3rd and 4th century CE onwards, gold rings became more luxurious in style, flaunting the giver's wealth. The feed ring, we show two right hands clasped. Hold on, let me just jump down. So even later, Romans began personalizing their rings by carving portraits of themselves into their rings. Ancient Egyptians believed that the ring finger or the fourth finger of the left hand contained a vena amoris. Matter of fact, so let me read this real quick. It says, by contrast, the meaning of the wedding ring as a symbol of marriage commitment finds its origin not in scripture but in pagan mythology and superstitions. To give a pagan superstitious symbol a Christian meaning leads to perversion of the right ways of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. The fourth finger does not contain a special nerve to the heart. It is superstition to believe if a person removes their wedding ring, that evil will befall the marriage. Did a ring join them together, or was it Yahweh Shem Yahushua? It says God, but I'm using the names. When a ring is made to join two people, Yahweh Shem Yahushua is cast out and replaced by a piece of jewelry. Exactly what it's doing. So going back, it says, ancient Egyptians believed that the ring finger or the fourth finger of the left hand contained a vena amoris, a vein of love that led directly to the heart. That Romans adopted this belief and wore wedding rings on their ring finger, although their belief isn't anatomically correct. The tradition of wearing rings on the ring finger continues to this day. But you can read more. I'm definitely going to bookmark this one, and I'm going to just read this account. So, one more. So the letter of Jeremiah 1, a copy of an epistle which Jeremiah sent unto them which were to be led captives into Babylon by the kings of the Babylonians, to certify them as it was commanded of him of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. And if you want to read like a quick account on marriage, read the book of Tobit. Because of the sins which ye have committed before Yahweh Shem Yahushua, ye shall be led away captive into Babylon by Nebuchadnezzar, king of the Babylonians. So when ye be come into Babylon, ye shall remain there for many years and for a long season, namely 7 generations. And after that, I will bring you away peaceably from thence. And fortunately, we are in Babylon again. Great, Babylon the Great. Going to Jeremiah 50:51, and we've been here for a long, long time, and Jake has lost himself and adopted and adapted and took a hold of many philosophies, which is this one, marriage, according to Esau's standard. Just like when you read Wisdom of Solomon, the 14th chapter, these ideologies and these philosophies, and these idols, and these rings, it does not keep marriage intact. It actually makes it worse. When somebody sees a ring on your finger, it actually makes them, I don't know, for some reason, when a man sees a ring on a woman, it makes men just go off. And same thing with a woman when a man has a ring. But the point is this, just because you take a damn ring finger or put a ring finger on doesn't symbolize or stop anything. Really, you have to understand the real importance of marriage and understand duty. I'm going to read an account of that too. So, now shall you see in Babylon gods of silver and of gold and of wood borne upon shoulders, which cause the nations to fear. Beware therefore that ye in no wise be like unto strangers, neither be ye in of them when you see the multitude before them and behind them, worshiping them. But say ye in your hearts, O Lord, we must worship thee, for my angels with you, and I myself caring for your souls. As for their tongue, it is polished by the workmen, and they themselves are gilded and laid over with silver, yet are they but false and cannot speak. So my point is this, us being over here, how the way Esau has fashioned the society, it seems so right. It seems right to us. It seems like it's the right thing to do. But when you read and, study and find out who we are and understand, this captivity, everything that we pretty much been taught goes back into idols. So let me read that account. And Abraham and Sarah going into Egypt. Now let me see if I can find that. So Genesis 12. Alright, so this is it right here. So you're not going to hear Abraham tell Sarah, take off your ring, or else they're going to find out you're my wife and they're going to kill me. So let me just get to the point. Genesis 12:10. And there was a famine in the land, and Abram went down into Egypt to sojourn there, for the famine was grievous in the land. And it came to pass, and remember, Abraham and Sarah, the Lord was dealing with Abraham heavy and Sarah. So that he said unto Sarah his wife, Salaki, and it came to pass when he was come near to enter into Egypt, that he said unto Sarah his wife, behold now, I know that thou art a fair woman to look upon. Therefore it shall come to pass, when the Egyptians shall see thee, that they shall say, this is his wife, and they will kill me, but they will save thee alive. Say, I pray thee, thou art my sister. No, he said, nah, take off that ring, girl, and give it to me. It says, say, I pray thee, thou art my sister, that it may be well with me from thy sake, and my soul shall live because of thee. And it came to pass that when Abram was coming to Egypt, the Egyptians beheld the woman, that she was very fair. The princes also of Pharaoh saw her, and commended her before Pharaoh, and the woman was taken to Pharaoh's house. Did they look upon her beauty, or did they look upon her ring? And he entered and treated Abram well for her sake, and he has sheep and oxen, and he asses and men servants and maid servants and she asses and camels. And the Lord plagued Pharaoh and his house with great plagues because of Sarah, Abram's wife. And Pharaoh called Abram and said, what is this that thou hast done unto me? Why did thou tell me that she was thy wife? Did he say, man, come on, man, why she didn't why you need to let her keep the wedding ring on, man? You know, it says, what is this thou hast done unto me? Why didst thou not tell me that she was thy wife? Why he said is she is my sister. No, he ain't say, yo, take your ring off. So I might have taken her take her to me to wife. Now therefore behold thy wife, take her and go thy way. He ain't say take her in this damn wedding ring, man. He didn't search over and find a wedding ring at all. And Pharaoh commanded his men concerning him, and they sent him away and his wife and all they had. So that's pretty much the point. You know, that wedding ring that you see here in Babylon is fucking false and it's bullshit. And that's why, you know, going back to Wisdom of Solomon, the 14th chapter, that wedding ring does not stop or cause nothing else to happen more than, you know, again, women get that ring, it's like they become worse. Men get wedding rings, and you know, women see that and they want to so-called fuck up a happy home. That's when, you know, men get women. But they don't really even understand the real meaning of marriage. You know, here it is. You know, if you get a woman, I'm not really gonna go into all to it, but men are wasting thousands of dollars for rings that keep nothing intact or keep nothing sacred. But you know, with that, Lord's will, you was edified. Let me say shalom.